Welcome to stage 4 of Tirreno-Adriatico, a tough hilly stage today with some sharp climbs at the end. We have a breakaway of 4 up the road, about a minute ahead of the peloton, and the gap is coming down pretty fast, with Samuel Uda and Louisa Donna, Emmerich Alexander, and Lars Evensen. And Uda is going to launch a last-ditch attack here, try to be the last man to survive in front of the peloton. Donna is going to counter, Evensen having a bit of a hard time. But it seems all 4 of these riders pretty tired. They've been off the front all stage, won the first minor climb and the first intermediate sprint point. So they're about to get swallowed up by the main field. And there they are, led by Katerina Beltran, closing the rest of the gap. Castelli, AlphaTauri, and Kyoto have done almost all the work today, which makes sense because they all have candidates to win the stage. Of course, Kyoto has the race leader, Leida, who's there in the blue jersey in about 5th position. And we're on to a climb now, and the sprinter, Davide Lagana, is setting the pace, which means they're not going very hard if he's still at the front here. Just a short little hill and too far from the finish to make a big difference, I think. But we'll go downhill for about 20 kilometers and then on to the final climbs of the day. Castelli amassing their numbers at the front. Zorzi was second on that uphill finish on stage 2 to Leida, and I think looking for a bit of revenge today. This finish, I think, suits Zorzi a little bit better than the one on stage 2, where he doesn't have to go on an all-out sprint. Although he looked pretty good in that sprint on stage 2, beating his own teammate, Davide Lagana. Now here's the Sismic team. I think they were caught out a bit on the climb, trying to get back on terms. And they're bringing up Miroslav Kostra, who is a questionable candidate to win today's stage given the climbs. I think the rider in front of him, Laura Duverne, may be a better suited candidate for the team, but we'll just have to see. Beltran comes back to the front for Kyoto. Kyoto perhaps thinking of winning a 3rd stage in 4 days with Leida. Certainly someone capable of doing so. The last kilometer is flat, and Leida a very good sprinter on this sort of terrain. When the hills make things a bit too difficult for the sprinters, that's where someone like Leida can really shine. We've just gone under 25 kilometers to go, and we're approaching an intermediate sprint point. We'll have to see if the sprinters can overhaul Leida in the points classification at any point in this race. The flat stages do offer more points than the hilly stages, but not by much, so it's going to be close, I think. AlphaTauri doing the lead out with Javier Lopez, trying to score some points with Heinrich Kromer. Tirreno-Adriatico is up here as well. I believe that's Bosman's and the Jupiler train on the left. Could be Johnny Walters and Nelford Euskaltel. Just heading up to the sprint point now, and Tirreno-Adriatico is going to open it up. And he will take it. So a handful of points for Supachak Tirreno-Adriatico. That moves him up in a tie for 2nd place in the virtual points competition. That could change by the end of the stage because points still on offer at the finish. But we're on to the climbs now. Around 15Ks to go. Natalia setting the pace, although not a hard one because I think this is an attack, and it is. It's Luis Sancho of AlphaTauri. Sancho a long way down overall because of the team time trial and trying to gain back that time. And look, Leida, the race leader, is closing it down himself, not wanting to take any chances. So Leida has bridged the gap. He will just sit in the wheel. And the Domestiques behind, well, they've let the gap open up a little bit. They don't have the strength on these hills. And there's the climber Manuel Navarro, who's led the chase, and he's come across the gap with Yevgeny Balashkov. So 2 in this front group for AlphaTauri. Emil Meyer, he will lead the peloton on the way down. There's Kelvin Moore in good position for Natalia. And with these climbs so short and hectic, it'll take some sorting out to see exactly who is in the front groups and who has been dropped. You may have to wait until the finish to find that out for certain. And Meyer, he's brought the peloton back on terms. And Volashkov, it seems, setting the pace. And we're getting another attack. It's Manuel Navarro this time on the flat road between the climbs. That's really not the place where he should be attacking. I think just trying to catch the group by surprise, but it hasn't worked. Lida will set the pace himself to deter any attacks. He's got a teammate up on the right hand side. We're getting another move here. This must be Ugo Zorzi. Launching on the steep part of the climb, and Lucci has gone as well. Looking to make up for his terrible performance on stage 2 after the flat tire. Pushing very hard is Rodolfo Lucci, but I don't think he has the legs to carry on the move. Lida has made it up here as well. Navarro bridging the gap with Egon Callas and others. There's Pavlova. I think things neutralized a bit over the top of the climb. We'll go downhill to the finish. Or maybe not, because Kelvin Moore's come to the front. Now, is this an attack by Kelvin Moore? I think it is, trying to make things hard on the descent. He's pretty good going downhill, but that move successfully countered by Volashkov. And Callas coming to the front for his teammate Lida. Now they could go and contest the stage here, and I think that's what they're going to do. Callas going to lead it out for Eli Lida. One of the Natalia riders still up here, that might be Kelvin Moore. Into the last kilometer, will hook left into the finish, Callas leading it out. Here comes Eli Lida on the right hand side, and I think he's going to be a bit too fast. And he is a second stage win for Eli Lida. That will extend his lead in the overall. So Kyoto not putting a foot wrong today. They've largely had everything under control, even in the hectic finale. They come out of it with another stage win with their star rider, Eli Lida. Kelvin Moore, a very good performance, getting second place. Luis Sancho up there in third, so those three will take the bonus seconds. Lucci and Zorzi, fourth and fifth, still also score a few points for their teams. And Tyrus Tosh up there in sixth place, his first time in the top 10 this season. And you see the peloton greatly reduced today. The Futuro Forestall team a long way behind. Same with most of the Euskaltel riders. And I didn't see the Euskaltel climbers in the front of the race today, so we'll hope they made it into that group and not lose any time overall. So as the stragglers continue to come in, I think now is a good time to look at the results of the stage. So your stage 4 results, Eli Lida your stage winner. Leading home a large group all in the same time with Kelvin Moore second, Luis Sancho third, Rodolfo Lucci fourth, and Ugo Zorzi in fifth place. Now let's take a look at the general classification. And Eli Lida has extended his lead thanks to the time bonus. He now leads by 24 seconds over his teammate Hippolyte Toutain. Oscar Galati still in third, Egon Callas fourth, and Katarina Beltran in fifth place. All of them from the Kyoto team, and that is due to the team time trial from stage 1. A number of riders from the Hackett and Doimo teams occupying the next dozen places, and they're all 36 seconds behind. Kelvin Moore, by virtue of his time bonus, he's now up in the 16th. Now on to the points classification. Eli Lida extending his lead, now is 24 points. Zorzi in second, and Alexander, who's been in all the breakaways, in third. Lida should also still be the leader in the King of the Mountains competition. He has 30 points. Sancho up to second place with 26. He won that first of the two final climbs. Zorzi still down in third. And in the team competition, no change. All the top teams had 3 riders in that front group, so Kyoto are still leading. So today's stage all about that hectic finale, but tomorrow's stage a lot harder, and I think we'll see some real time gaps up around the finish. It should be an exciting day of racing. We'll see you next time for stage 5.